right, everybody. Welcome back to Mob Pop Sports. This is Grandy. If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel, checking out this video. You guys are returning. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, it's been about a little bit over a week or so since I last recorded. I was busy. I had family things. I was traveling. I was in Las Vegas. I didn't get to do the Denver card show, obviously. But I've been back in town now a couple of days, so just kind of catching up, things like that. So super fun stuff. Family time is always good times, guys, on that end. So, but other than that, as I mentioned, I'm just kind of getting back into the groove of things, listing on my eBay stores. Make sure you guys check it out. Links in the description, both eBay stores. Every little bit helps me and my family, so feel free to make an offer on anything. And then on top of that, the Denver Card Show, there's one more last show. I will be there. Make sure you guys check it out. Believe it's December 12th, 13th, 14th, that weekend, whatever that weekend is. December, right before Christmas. So if you're in the Denver area, make sure you guys check it out. New location. I think they're expanding it, so it's going to be a lot bigger venue. They're going to prep for next year. I think they're gonna expand the amount of tables, of vendors available there. So next year that will happen. But right now, go check out the new area. It's gonna be really big. A lot more room for people to walk, and I can't wait to see it, honestly. So I'm excited for that. So I'm preparing for that. So make sure you guys stop by, see me in regards to the Denver Card Show in December, right before Christmas, guys. Perfect timing. Other than that, get into it. I felt like I should speak on this a little bit. I have a lot of people asking me, so let's jump into it. Low-end sports cards. Is it the death of it? Is it still viable? Is it still something that a lot of people can do as a side hobby or a career? Selling bulk, low-end comments, or just whatever, just low-end stuff. And this is my thoughts. Anything low-end is anything $1 or less. That's what I consider low-end. Anything $1 or less per card. So that's what I consider low end stuff. I don't know. Some people might say $5 or under. I consider anything about $1 or under per card. Maybe $2. I don't know. It just depends on that. So that's the super low end stuff. A lot of bulk wax stuff from the 90s or even just this previous couple years. Is it the end of it? So with PSA, all that stuff, with all the grading, all that stuff, all the high-end chasing, going after those box hits, those case hits, things like that, is low-end stuff dead. So this is my thoughts. So take it for what it is, guys. Everybody has their own opinions, whatever. So my thoughts are low-end stuff is not dead. Is it going to be dead? No. There's always going to be a place for it in the hobby. There's people who can only afford $1 a card, or kids are jumping into it. I love seeing kids who get excited about $1 card of their specific players that they love or their that they follow, things like that. So low end stuff still has a place in the hobby. I actually still collect low end stuff. A lot of cool cards that are like $1, $2, whatever it is, but it's kind of unique. Or as a player that, I like to collect or, follow, things like that, or a player from the past that I was like, dude, I used to love that guy, in football. Let's just say an old Chicago Bears guy that I used to collect, and I'm just like, dude, super cool to get that $1, $2 card. So I still do it, so there is a place for it. It's not going to be the end of it. I still think it still has a part of the hobby, the nostalgic things like that. That low-end super cool cards that will still hold value, okay? At least in the eyes of the beholder. Now, keep in mind, can you still make money off of selling bulk, selling low-end stuff? It's going to be a quantity. So if you're selling $1 cards, you're not going to make much profit, guys, at the end of the day, and the amount of it. So if you sell $1 of a card, let's just say 1,000 times a day, it's going to ramp up in regards to how much you make, obviously, right? But as in with anything, cost of living has gone up. The value of certain things have gone up, right? So selling $1 sports card or whatever card doesn't hold as much value as you selling $1 card 20, 25 years ago. So things change, value, living standards change, everything, all of that changes. You can still sell that for $1. However, that dollar is just like anything right now. $1 doesn't hold the same value as it did 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago, okay? That dollar value has changed. It's still there. You still sell it for $1, but that value of that $1 doesn't hold as what it did, like I just said, 30 years ago. So if you're still looking to make a living off of low-end cards, I'll be the first to tell you, because I started pretty much low-end and I've gone to the mid-tier now. I think it's going to be super difficult to make a living, even as a single person, even as, you know, if you don't have huge expenses, things like that. I still think it's going to be a very difficult time for you to make a living off of low-end stuff. You have to have a vast, I guess you can say, quantity that you're listing on eBay or wherever you're looking to sell, or sell it in bulk. But in reality, I think it's going to be very difficult to have it as a side hustle. Let's just say you have a full-time career and you have a side hustle, you got all these bulk stuff or these low-end stuff, and you want to list and you have spare time, go ahead. You can still make a little bit of a decent side hustle on it. But to make a living on low-end stuff is going to be very, very difficult, at least in my eyes on that end. I still believe there is room for people to go ahead and list and sell these low-end stuff. I just don't think you're not going to become rich, and I just don't think you're gonna make a super good living off of selling low-end or bulk stuff. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I still feel when I go to shows, I still check out the dollar bins, so that doesn't change. I still see tons and tons of people at these card shows going to those low-end dollar bin stuff. So that's why I say they're all still looking for that diamond in the rough, that gold, right? That's hidden gem in these low-end stuff. So there's still a spot for it. I still see people going for those dollar bins. So that's not going to go anywhere. But like I just said, to make a living off of it, going to be very, very difficult. I don't see too many people who are still doing that in. It's just going to be quantity. The only people who I know or see that can make a decent living or decent profit margin are the ones who have like millions of listings or hundreds of thousands of listings on their eBay stores, or at these shows that they have like 20 tables rented out or something like that, and they have nothing but dollar bins because it's a quantity thing at that point, right? But keep in mind, time is going to be critical, because you're spending so much time on these little dollar boxes or these dollar cards. That is it worth it? So you have to weigh the pros and cons of spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours on dollar bin boxes versus if you can sell a mid-tier, 10 cards of these mid-tier stuff and make the same amount. So it's just time and effort, what you prefer, what you like. So it's really, really up to you on that end. Me personally, I have to kind of slowly move. I still do a lot of low-end stuff here and there. I still have a ton of inventory that when I have spare time, I'll scan and list on my eBay store. But like I said, anything, I try to get into the $3 to $20 to $40 range now in my cards. I'm more in that mid-tier. At least to me, that's mid-tier. But up to you. I don't think you can make a living out of it. I think it's very difficult. And if you do, props to you, because I know it's going to be a quantity thing, because you're going to be selling as much as possible for that low end stuff. But keep in mind, now with shipping and all that stuff, it really, really is difficult to sell low end, especially on eBay with the shipping costs. So that's the thing, man. It is really difficult to see how that's going to work out. Cost of living gone up, selling a dollar card, it's really going to be difficult. I still do it just because I just have the inventory and I have the time, and I do, I mix in between those two. So that's just what I do. But at card shows now, I'm more mid-tier, and that's about it. I really don't do the dollar bins. It's difficult. I may have a few here and there if I have enough room, but other than that, it's kind of a lost form to sell and make a living off of it. But I still go and look at those boxes. So there you guys go. So shout out to the people who still do those dollar bins. Love them. But there you guys go. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I'll try and do a video next week. I try to do Q&A. Tons of questions that were coming in on my DMs through Instagram. That's the best way to get to me if you guys want to do questions or just comment on any of these videos. I'll try to answer whatever I can on that end. But other than that, Hawkeyes. Bye week this week. Next week, big game against Oregon. Stay tuned on that. Hey, they're turning that season around. So we'll see if Hawkeyes can get into the rankings, if they can beat Oregon. Bears, hopefully they bounce back into the 4-game skid. You know, come on, Bears. We got to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. So hopefully they can beat them this weekend so I can be happy and have a good weekend. Other than that, man, appreciate you guys. You guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, I still appreciate you watching my videos all the way through this point. Other than that, man, have a good rest of the weekend. I will see you guys next week. Till next time, peace.